Okay, going live. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So today we are having episode number 3 for this Salesforce OmniStudio bootcamp. And as you all know, in this bootcamp, we are actually focusing on the scenario implementation so that you have a complete playlist where only we are solving scenarios one by one with respect to each topic. So initially, like there will be total 4 sessions targeting data raptor. So this is the third session in that series, and I have Abhishek with me once again. So welcome Abhishek on the platform. So he will be solving 3 scenarios in front of you, and through those scenarios you will be learning like how you can implement data raptor and all these scenarios that he is actually implementing. So those we gave you as an assignment in the season 1 where we like explained you the concepts, right? So if you were unable to solve those scenarios, so this is the great opportunity for you. So here one by one each scenarios Abhishek is solving so that you can follow those, and in your org you can implement their solutions also. Okay, so with this note, over to you, Abhishek.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjay. So, hi everyone. Myself Abhishek, and I'm working as a Salesforce and Velocity developer in Salesforce domain since 5+ years now. And I have done some certifications around Velocity slash OmniStudio. So, which is one of them is OmniStudio developer, and some industry specific certification also I have done. Like first is industry CPQ and another is health coding developer, which is from the Velocity. And there are some Salesforce certifications as well. And yeah, that's all about me.
Okay, thank you for this, Abhishek, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with the community. And if you guys want to become part of the group where lots of freshers and experienced professionals, those are from different background or want to jump into Salesforce ecosystem, so they are learning. So you can also become part of this group. And once you join this group, so like if you have any question or you want to share any knowledge, so you can utilize this group. And going forward in the next slide, so if you want to share some review or feedback about the bootcamp, so that is welcome. Okay, so I think now we can jump onto the scenarios. So these are the 3 scenarios that Abhishek will be solving, and all 3 scenarios are different. So let's start with the session.
Yeah. So first of all, we're gonna implement one scenario where we want to fetch some account and contact records with the specific record types, right? So we'll go to our org and launch the OmniStudio application, and from there we'll create a new data raptor. So we'll create one data raptor. So let's say I'm gonna call it data raptor extract account records with record type. All right, so
So for this, guys, prerequisite will be like you need to make sure you have record types already created.
yep. So if I go to account object and if I check if I have any record types or not, I should be having one record type on an account object, which is I think SGTS. Yeah. So I have created one record type, and let's go back to the data raptor. So Uh, fetching records specific to any record type. There are multiple ways of doing it. So first of all, we're gonna implement one scenario where the record type ID will be the hard coded ID. So let's say I'm gonna say account, here accounts, and here I'm gonna say record type ID, and it should be equals to the record type ID that we want. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just query the record type ID. This is my record type ID for SGTS, and I'm gonna hard code the record type ID over here, and simply we'll just create one mapping or two mappings so that we'll get some results. So first mapping is accounts colon sorry, accounts colon name, and second would be we're gonna get the record type name as well. So if you remember from the previous session, if you want to go to parent record, right, from the child record, you can use the relationship name with the dot operator. So in that case, I'm gonna say record type, which is the relationship name, and this is the relationship that we do not create on any object. This will be created by Salesforce itself. And let's say I'm gonna say give me the record type name. Okay. And here I'm gonna say record type name. And if I go to preview and click execute, yeah. So it will give me all the accounts whose record type is SGTS, right? But with this data raptor, there is a limitation. If I deploy this data raptor into the upper environment or the prod environment, then this hardcode ID we need to change it, right? So that is not a good example. So this is one way of doing it, but we can optimize it more, or we can improve the data raptor. So for that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna query the record type ID. So for that one, we're gonna query on the record type object, and let's say I'm gonna call it ECC record type.
So one thing I want to add here, guys. So record type is a setup object. So in object manager, you won't find this object, but record type itself is an object. So in this list, you will be able to find it. So if you try to find record type object in the object manager, so it might be missing there, because few setup objects are not available in the object manager. So here it is available, and all the fields also you can see.
So this is the object that we're querying. This is the extract output path. Yeah. And here we're gonna say the name should be equals to. Now we can hard code it, which will be SGTS.
One more thing.
Yeah.
In the filters, in the filter option pick list, so all these are the field API names for that record type object.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So with this where clause or the filter criteria, we will add the filter criteria on the SGTS record type, right? So because the name will be similar into each and every environment, that will not gonna change. And it could be possible, like if you have worked upon on the data modeling of Salesforce, we can create the same record type name on different objects. So let's say SGTS, we have it on the account, as well as we can have the same name on the contact as well. So for that, we will add one more filter criteria, So we're gonna say as object type, there is a field on record type object, which should be account. Okay.
Or
And we're gonna,
can we
yeah,
prefer developer name?
yeah, but the developer name can also be the same,
Yeah. Okay.
right? So, and we're gonna drag this extract step before the account, and we're gonna use it over here. We will say ECC record type ID colon ID. So basically, now this will give us the record type ID with the help of this query, and that result of this query, we're gonna use it into the second step. Okay. And if I go to preview and click execute, again I'm getting the same records, but on the right hand side you can see there is another query which have been implemented. Select ID name as object type from record type where name is equals to SGTS and as object equals to account. And whatever result we are receiving from here, we are using that record type ID into the second query or the second extract step, which is now dynamic.
Yeah. Right.
Right. And there is we can further improve this data raptor, because as you all can see, we can reach out to parent object record with the help of child record, right? So if what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clone this one so that we will have the working copy of this. So now what I'm gonna do here, instead of typing record type ID, I'm gonna directly say here record type dot name, because the fields that we were able to get it in the output tab from child to parent, we can also have it into the filter criteria as well. And here I'm gonna say SGTS. So now if I delete this first step, this is no longer required. If I go to preview and click execute, I'm gonna get the same results.
Okay. So
This is another improved version of this data raptor.
okay. So unnecessary. We don't need to write like two blocks, two extract steps in one step only. We can query, right?
Correct.
Okay. So this is the best version. Like you explained three scenarios. So this is the best case.
Correct.
So here, like that ID change won't be impacted because we are using name, and it is like if we deploy, so from one environment to another, like name won't be changing, so it will work in that case.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
So moving on to the another example, which is the second, where we are saying fetch all the account records where rating is hot. Also apply below formula to filter the extracted list. So basically, here what we are doing is we are not adding a filter criteria on active field. We are just adding the filter criteria on rating field, and we want to filter all the accounts where active is equals to no, but with the help of formula tab, not with the help of filter criteria, right? So in this example, we're gonna see how formula tab works. So I'm gonna create a new data raptor again, and again we're gonna call it accounts account records formula. This is simple. Accounts. Here we're gonna say rating is equals to hot. And if I go to output, I'm gonna get fetch the accounts colon. like the name field as well as the hot sorry, that active field. Accounts colon active. Also, we're gonna fetch the rating field as well, so that okay. Go to preview, click execute. So this is giving me all the accounts whose rating is hot, but it is mixed right now. For some of the accounts active is no, and for some of the accounts active is yes.
Right.
So I mean, again, there are two ways of doing it. First is we can simply add the filter criteria over here, but we don't want to do it. We're gonna do it with the help of formula. So here we will use one function which is mentioned into the
Slide.
slides as well. So here what we are saying, filter. So whatever result we are getting in the accounts extract JSON path, just filter out them, and
I think
then
these
in
single
the
quotes we need to write again.
yeah. So and for filtering the list, what we want to do is just give me all the accounts where active is equals to no. Okay. And let's say I'm gonna fetch the same records. I mean, uh, according to the result, we're gonna get now 1, 2, and 3. We will be getting 3 results. So those 3 results we can fetch it into the new node as well as the same node, because the original output is coming into the accounts node, and whatever data we are filtering, we can keep the same name as well as we can keep the new name. So let's say I'm going to call it as a new name, accounts new. And if I go to preview and click execute, it will still give me the same output because we are having the new name over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say accounts new colon new.
So all the mappings
Okay.
we need to modify. Right?
No, I mean that filter function gave us the new list as a result. So if I go to preview and click execute, yeah, I mean, like for accounts new, we have to create all the mappings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But right now, like if I see where account active is equals to no, first is United Oil, second is Edge Communication, and third is Test Abhi. So these
Right.
3 accounts coming into the account name.
Right. So a new node is created and it is having different results. Yeah.
Correct. So if you want the rating output as well for the new, so you can do this. You have to create a new mapping for all of them. Click execute. Now you will get the rating as well.
So in this case,
Right?
we can delete that accounts list also, and we can keep this accounts new list because it is
Yeah.
actually having all the results.
Correct.
Or by any chance, we can have the same name, like it will update or what?
I mean, it should update. So if I keep the same name,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe if we can give it a try. So let's see what happens.
So I'm gonna disable the new mappings
Mhm.
because now it's not required.
Right.
And if I go to preview and click execute, it should give me the okay.
Yeah, so maybe
So basically,
that is not editable in that case.
yeah, yep.
Okay. So I
Because
think
what it is doing, it is kind of multiplying all the results.
okay.
So you see, if on United Oil is coming for 4 times, then
Okay,
Edge
okay.
Communication, then Test Abhi. So basically, it is filtering out all the results.
And
So
then
as you can see, all the active is no, but that is getting multiplied by the number of records.
so it would be better if we create a new name.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go to the final scenario where we are saying fetch account records where rating not equals to null and apply the below formula to populate yes or no. And the below formula is name is not blank and annual revenue is greater than equals to 1 lakh, then populate yes, otherwise populate no in the active. So it doesn't matter what actual value we have onto the record. We want to modify it within the data raptor formula.
Right.
Correct. So we're gonna use the same data raptor. I'm gonna add the new mapping again so that it should be I'm gonna modify them so that it would be okay. Okay, and if I go to preview, it is giving me the correct result. Now, according to the question, we want to fetch all the records where rating is equals to not equals to null. So here we're gonna say not equals to a blank value. So now it will give me all the results where active is not active is no, because we still have this formula, right?
Yeah.
And according to formula, what we need to do is, if name is not blank and annual revenue is greater than equals to 1 lakh, then populate yes into the active, otherwise populate no into the active. So we're gonna modify this formula by saying, let's say, if so we are getting our results into the accounts node. Accounts colon name not equals to blank and accounts colon let me pick up the EPA name for this one. If the annual revenue is greater than equals to 1 lakh, then give me a yes value.
So it will basically override the field value that is available on the record.
Correct. So for that one, what we're gonna do is we will say accounts colon active.
Okay.
So now what will happen? I'll explain you. So first of all, original results is gonna come into the accounts node, right?
Right.
And in the formula, we are saying if accounts colon name not equals to null and accounts colon annual revenue is greater than equals to 1 lakh, then give me a yes or no value, right?
Right.
And even we have to keep it in double quotes because it's a string value. So this will just give us yes or no. Now it's on to us whether we want to save it in which field we want to save it.
Okay.
Right. So what I'm saying, let's say originally for this current account, active is coming as yes.
Okay.
But with this condition, it is becoming no. So for that account, it is gonna change the value from yes to no. So basically, data raptor is working like a loop.
Right.
Right. And
so
let me just
whatever number of records are there, so for each record, this will execute.
Correct. So I think we don't need this new one here. Okay, this is active. Revenue that we already have. And here we're gonna remove the name. And for the last one, we're gonna remove the rating. Okay. And if I go to preview and click execute, so as you can see, um, wherever the value is greater than 1 lakh, the value yes. So for example, let's say for this Grand Hotels and Resort Limited, I'm gonna change it manually less than 1 lakh, okay? So that we will be able to identify.
Maybe we can check the active value whether it is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is
So
already
this
no.
is this is no.
Yeah.
And into the results, we are having the value is yes.
Yeah, it means the actual field value is being overridden, and whatever we are setting from the formula, it is working.
Correct. So if I reiterate this one just for the more understanding purpose, the original result is coming over here. Now, one by one, the data raptor is executing a loop onto the account list, and it is checking if this condition is getting fulfilled. Then give me a yes value or the no value. And on that particular record, whatever value it was having before, whether it is yes or no, it is gonna replace with this formula, and then we are having the simple mappings for them, and in the output we are receiving the results.
Right. And one more thing, whatever active value we are getting through the formula, this will be displayed in the data raptor itself. It won't be updating the actual record. This also
Correct.
we need to keep in mind. Okay, and here one observation. So in previous example we used accounts new, but here in this example we are using the same name. So in case of loop, if we are iterating on all the records, it means we can use the same name because we are referencing particular field. But
Correct.
yeah, if we are storing it into the form of list, so then we need to use the new name.
Correct. So I mean, like for that, there is a reason also, because here it is we are executing the loop onto the same list, right? But with the help of filter formula, the filter formula will always give you a new list.
Right.
That is why we use the new list name, and here we are just update. So basically, here we are just updating the list value for this account list. We are not creating any sort of new list.
Right. Got it.
Yep. So I think these are the scenarios that we were supposed to cover in
Yep,
today's
exactly.
session.
Yep. I think all the scenarios were very interesting, and like different things you explained. So in our previous season one, like those who were facing any issue in solving these, sorry, so now they will be having all the solutions with them, so that if anybody is getting stuck in the understanding the concept. So this was the basic idea, like we discussed earlier, like if people are facing difficulty in solving scenarios, so we need to share them solutions. And like in OmniStudio we cannot create a document because we need to provide lots of screenshots. So it is better to explain in form of video, so that anybody can watch it again and again and understand. So that is the best way of learning nowadays.
And
Okay.
also, like the examples that we are explaining in the videos in these sessions, they are on a a good level. These are not sort of beginners example. These are some sort of advanced level examples. So it would be good if you all guys will practice by yourself at your end.
Yeah, perfectly. So I'm sure, like if you watch all the concept related videos and then you follow all these scenario implementation, so you will be having enough knowledge end to end about the OmniStudio. So so once all the scenarios will be completed, so we have planned some end to end scenarios also, where starting from like data raptor, IP, flex card, and omniscript, everything will be implemented together in one scenario itself. So those session will be called like project implementation. So we will do that as well. So let's see how long these sessions will go. So we will be having one more session on data raptor, then we will jump onto the IP and other stuff. Okay, so I think this is it for today, guys. Thank you, Abhishek, for sharing your knowledge. And I think next session you will be delivering from Australia. So
Yeah.
soon Abhishek is moving to Australia. So I'm trying to map the time because it is like 5 hour 30 minutes different. So I think next week onwards we'll be having sessions little earlier. So it will be like 5:30 p.m. IST. So okay, so thank you so much, Abhishek, for sharing all the knowledge. So as you are traveling, so let's have session next week then. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Bye everyone.